Now, it's a board game, a little like Monopoly, except this one's certainly no child's play, as it glorifies drugs, violence and crime. It was first introduced to Adelaide teens as part of a sneaky marketing campaign, and that left parents in a spin. But despite their protests, makers will now be able to sell the very adult game to kids. Paul Macon reports.
You sold your defected car to a druggie. Collect $1,500.
Assumedly with sarcasm, the game's website describes Hydrolord as an educational tool for parents.
Your shotgun is sawn off by your mate. It is now worth $2,000. Collect it.
We first told you about the druggy board game Hydrolord after it was guerrilla marketed to kids in a number of Adelaide suburbs.
You know, we looked down and there were these two board games that were fully packaged and everything. They were about 1 metre away from each other, so we collected them both thinking they'd be good for a Christmas present. I was going to give it to my younger sister, but I don't think it's that appropriate for her.
Unlike the benign game of Monopoly, where you accumulate wealth through property, Hydrolord rewards the player who builds up the biggest drug empire. Cards offer the most vile scenarios.
Cards such as go to jail for using a blood-filled syringe to rob an inner-city clothing store, pay $500 fine for savagely attacking 2 women after arranging sadomasochistic sex sessions.
At public toilet, you crushed to death a 9-week-old baby after collapse from an overdose.
The man behind Hydrolord has been keeping a low profile, hiding behind large locked metal gates at his home in the northern suburbs.
No comment.
No comment.
No, we have no comment at this stage.
But now, independent MP Anne Bressington has decided to name and shame this phantom-like publisher.
Hydrolord first came to the public's attention after the publisher, Mr Edward Camash of Parafill Gardens, admitted to employing the promotional tool of leaving the game in people's driveways, on footpaths and in children's playgrounds across our suburbs during school holidays.
But despite a public outcry over the toxic board game, it's now basically been given the green light by the federal government's classification board.
Recently I was informed that the board game Hydrolord has been classified as M15+, a classification that carries no restrictions on what age a consumer must be to purchase. Paul, I was gobsmacked to think that the content of this game could be made available to children, as young as 8 or 9.
SAPOL's licensing enforcement branch applied for Hydrolord's classification. But the decision that was made under the heading of a printed publication, according to Anne Bressington, does not reflect public values.
This game is so contentious and morally destitute that public outcry was justified. Yet the classification board apparently disagrees with the public and instead has given the game a classification that allows it to be sold to anyone, be they adult or child. This I find incomprehensible. This is a game that glorifies the drug culture and encourages criminal behaviour. I believe the classification should be changed from M to Category 1 restricted, so not available to anyone under the age of 18, and this would take it out of the hands of our children.
Even under the current soft classification, the publisher is currently breaking the law in South Australia on his Hydrolord website and on the board game itself.
Neither the Hydrolord packaging nor the website display the consumer advice as required by the classification's Markings for Publication Determination 2007, which is an offence. I asked the Honourable Paul Holloway, who is the Minister representing the Attorney-General in our House, to take this to the Attorney-General.
I'm sure he'd be pleased to take the question asked by the Honourable Member and to consider it, and I'll be happy to refer it to him.
My hopes are that he will do this post-haste, that he will see this as a priority. He will understand that parents are very, very concerned that their children are getting access to this game and that they want it to stop.